Sunday morning. How is everybody? I literally just got in from running, so I decided to do a video before I showered, so I just threw more makeup on over my makeup from running. That's what I did. And I think the light is in a bad way. It's too much light on me. Hold on. Maybe that's better. No, that's not good. Too much light in the day. Oh, how is everybody? I'm still here. How is everybody? I have to put my little chair up. Okay. Hi, you guys. Good morning. I'm like cracking up. I've got to stop jumping in front of the camera like this. Okay, let's see. That's still, I have this charging, so I'm just making sure that it's charging over here. And of course it's not. How is everybody? This is my, the Czech Republic there in London. There you go. I was doing it for you guys. Sunny Calgary. Well, at least it's sunny. Yeah, I'm still wearing my running clothes from coming in. I literally just threw makeup back on my face. When I got home this morning, my poor, Trail BC. Oh, Sarah. Hi, Sarah. Trail BC. We're on the same time zone. So yeah, I look crazy because I was look at my eyeshadow's too dark. Whatever. It's dark eyeshadow morning with more makeup on. Ireland. I'm drinking yogi tea. The gate to happiness is self-compassion. This is basically diet tea. Caramel, spices, but diet. That's what it is. Okay, so I wanted to teach you guys something. I came home this morning and wait, Jerry Seinfeld's apartment. I just heard that. I came home this morning and I have to fix the light over here. Excuse me again. Terrible lighting. Okay. I really can't have that much light on me in the morning. I think I look there. That's better. That's better because it shows my bags. Okay, anyway, it doesn't matter. It's not about looks, right? But I came home this morning and my poor, my neighbor's dad, he's like in his 80s, and I saw the ambulance out here and he kind of fell down, which is unfortunate. So he is on his way to the hospital in a neck brace, and I hope he's okay. He's in his like mid 80s. He's an older gentleman, and he's always like fixing stuff and everything. So I pulled up right behind that, and I was like, oh my God. So I hope it's okay. The UK, yeah, I'm here. Now, still the lighting is crazy. Anyway, I wanted to do this for you guys so you could see. I know, thank God those dogs were found. Who the fuck is stealing dogs, okay? I know, I hope he's okay too. He's so cute. He climbs up on the roof and he does stuff. But see, this is like me climbing up on the roof. I'm liable to fall off just because I'm uncoordinated. But he's pretty. This is my running clothes still. I'm still in my running. It's just, look, it's just like this. See, it's just a crop top to cover the sun from giving me those freckles all over my face. That we do it. I know. I don't know who steal. I know they steal like showbred dogs, breeding dogs or whatever, but okay, so you guys had asked me, and this is my favorite thing to do. Okay, well, it isn't because Keith died, but you guys had asked me how to do the rings. So I'll show you my ring. I did 8 miles today, which I was going to do 13 and a bit, but you know what? When I get up in the morning and I drive 20 miles to go to the hill or 50 miles to go to the long trails, and then I just don't really want to do it, then I'm like, I'm not going to do it. Anyway, this one is Keith's ash ring, right? So I made this ring with my little baby's ashes in it. I can't stand these lights on me. I'm like, Anyway, so what I did is I go on Etsy, and this company is called cremationcreations.net. Yes, I know, Cremations Creations. I never thought I'd want to do this, but so I picked some different rings for like Keithy's friends, the female friends, and some of the male friends, but not these rings. And I got them in different size. Like, for example, this is an 8. This one's an 8. So I get empty. I'm teaching you guys how to make these because you guys keep emailing me. So this is an empty ring bezel, right? This one. See how there's no stone in it? And then you can look at this one. Let me just put it on. I bought a whole bunch, right? So this is this. See how it's empty? There's nothing in here. Do you see? So you buy that. Okay, that's the first thing you buy. And you order them $20, $30, $40, depending on like what kind of gold you want and all of that. I got a bunch of these. I got rose gold, gold, and silver. Rose gold, gold, and silver. So here's the silver. Let me put it on. You can get different kinds of rings. So these two, do you see? There's nothing in them, right? And then you see Keithy's ring. This one's Keithy's. So I ordered those. So you can go on Etsy or you can go to any jewelry place and order empty ring bezels. That's the first thing. You can do this with your cats. You can do this with your dog. You can do this with flowers and all kinds of things. Oh my God. I forgot to get the resin. Hold on. I got to get the resin to show you. Anyway, so you get the ring bezels. These are what they look like. I ordered tons because there were tons of little girls that Keithy was friends with. So, and then there was the loves of his life and things like this and friends. I wanted them to be able to, I still haven't sat down and done it. Okay, so you see, these are the ring bezels. So if you have your pet's ashes, or let's say you buried your loved one or your pet or your loved pet and you buried them, right? And you wanted to, yeah, I did them. Oh, this one's for Paige. Paige came over and picked her ring. My Paige came and picked her ring. And yeah, I'll show you Paige's. Paige's was like the first one I showed you, but it's the different one because it's just different. Anyway, this one was for Paige because it's the circle, you know, and then right in here is where that happens right there. See, you put the stuff in there. It's called an empty ring bezel, okay? So you do it like that. Then you order them, and I got them from all different places, okay? Yeah, that one's for Paigey. So I did it. And then because I wanted to do Keith's ring right away because I get it in my head, right? See, look, I use these eyelash things like this, and I use these little lip brushes because they're disposable, right? So these are disposable. So that's why I use those. Then I had the most fun because Keithy loved blue, but not everybody wants blue. And you don't have to use ashes. You can use your pet's ashes. You can use, like, let's say you have a piece of shirt from your loved one. Let's say you have a little picture. Let's say they wrote you a love note. Let's say all of that, right? You can do any of that. You can put it in the ring, but it's got to be really tiny. You can put energy. You can put a piece of a rose from the funeral, roses, flowers, orchid, whatever, right? Then if you want to mix your resin with color, I got these. These are the same things my nail girl uses in my nails. These are mica. They're called mica. So it's like the pigmentation in your eye makeup, the pigmentation that you get, right? Different pigmentation if you want to do that. Then the next thing is you need to get molds. So this is what I started with Keith's ring. Now you have to measure your ring bezel. So this is, hi you guys, this is an 8mm ring bezel. So the round part is 8mm. Oh, wait, I use mica and alcohol ink in my resin crafts. There you go. You know, I'm just teaching them. You probably know more than me. I'm just like a, weirdo who popped up after Keith died and thought I would make jewelry out of my son, which is disturbing, but it's true. It really is just true. But anyway, this is an 8mm ring bezel. So I got a mold, and it's a silicone mold, right? Silicone mold. This is it. And I put, so when this comes out, the mold, or this mold, okay, so you were going to put the resin in there, and I forgot to get the resin. So hold on 1 second. I have to show you. I have to leave set again because I'm insane. Hold on. I wasn't prepared. Where is my resin? Resin. Oh my God, where did I put it? All right, you guys. Oh, I'm back. I'm really sorry. It's because I'm fucking crazy. I forget because I'm not like a teacher, so I forget. Anyway, what you need to buy is something like this. Now, I have huge resins for other things I make, but this is for my jewelry. Right here. Can you see it? This is resin. Okay, resin. And since I have tulips ashes now, and Maya's coming over to bring Chubb's ashes, so we're going to make rings for Maya's kitty, Maya's sister's kitty. And here's the last thing that you, oh, Jesus. Hold on. I'm going to have to text him 1 second. On live, I'm just saying Maya at 12:30 today. Pick up bench. Sorry. Well, punching bag. Maya's taking Keith's punching bag equipment for her and her friend's gym. So Keithy's equipment's going to Maya because Maya is like puncher. All right. So she's coming because we didn't hike this morning anyway, or she would have just come straight over. Then you buy this. Okay. Then you buy this. Do you see this? You guys know this at the nail salon. Ladies, you know this. You put your nails in at the nail salon, the UV lights or whatever this is. Professional nail lamp. I think this is like $40 and $26 and whatever. But I got the higher one because you want to dry the resin, okay? And then I always leave it on for like 120 minutes. I'd over dry everything. And then one last thing, and I forgot to bring it over. Okay, so when you go to your manicurist, the next time you go to your manicurist, all of y'all, even the men, the next time you go into your manicurist, your nail salon, get the top coat gel dip. Get the top coat gel dip, not the stuff in the supermarket, but the actual professional dip, because that's what you're gonna finish your ring with, so it's always shiny, okay? What the hell? Okay, there you go. Anyway, the next thing that I bought, now see, I've made tons of little rings. They don't all have ashes in them, but you can see. I keep them in bags because I forget which ones have the ashes and which ones don't have the ashes, okay? Okay, look at this. This is my ashes that I make with, you can't even see them. This is some of Keithy's ashes. I don't use a lot of ashes because it's very tiny, right? Very, very tiny. Now, the next thing I bought, because I'm not only making ash rings. Let's say you just want to make a pretty flower ring and put a yellow flower in, and your cat's ashes or your dog's ashes, or all of that stuff, right? No, it's very easy. You need pliers that you pluck your eyebrows with, and I bought all kinds of opal colors. See the opal? Opal colors. This is Smoky Quartz. Do you see the Smoky Quartz here? So you take tiny pieces, and I put tiny pieces, and I'll show you what that looks like. And this is going to be in Paige's ring. See? Do you see? These are opals. You take a piece of opal, like literally a piece. So I'm going to show you. Well, this is an opal. This is incense ashes. Do you see the ashes on the plate? I can't really show you. Do you see the ashes on the plate here? This is incense ashes, okay? It's not real ashes. It's from incense, not people. Because I'm not wasting Keith's ashes to show anybody anything because they're mine. I'm hoard my son. All right, and that's a sick thing to say, but I don't know what else to say. Okay, so then this is like this is meteor metal, right? So that's interesting. And then I have blue opal. I have purple opal, purple. And you take a piece. Do you see how it goes into piece? You take a piece out with your eyebrow pluckers. You take the resin, and I won't put it on, but you put a dab of resin on the plate with your ashes, right? And I use, as I said, I literally use this. You can get these at the store and you throw them away so you don't keep them if you're using ashes. Tweezers to pick out the opals. Now, here's the trick, and it took me 10 times to learn this because I'm a little bit slow being blonde and all. Okay, so where is this? Okay, so on your molds here, your molds, right? when you scoop up the resin, it gets like a goopy paste. What I do is I take my tweezers, and here you can see the blue part up here. And when you look in, you get them all on Etsy. Look on Crushed Opals on Etsy. Go on Etsy and look on the molds on Etsy. It's silicone and you have to know your size. I do 8mm ring bezel. You can do 6, you can do 3, you can do 10, you can do whatever, okay? So what I do is I take the opal, you can see the yellow in the corner there, and I put the color I want right there, right? Whatever color I want to show on the top of my ring, see? The blue, and Keith's ashes is around. In the light, you can see Keith's beautiful ashes because he's beautiful. So you put the color you want on the bottom of the mold like this, and you put it first because the bottom of the mold is the top of your ring, okay? So you do it like that. So you do it, and let's say you put some yellow and, I don't know, purple. And you put your kitty's ashes, because we're going to do Chubb's ashes today. We're going to do Maya's kitty Chubb's, Maya and her sister's kitty Chubb's. So I haven't seen Chubb's ashes, and I'll see if they look like Tulip's ashes. So you do it that way, and then you put you don't overdo it. You put a drop of resin, and you can mix it over here. Chubb's is a cat. Chubb's the cat. Right, that's Maya's cat. I didn't name him Chubb's. I'm just going to help Chubb's be memorialized. And then Tulip too. With Paige's ring, I'm putting Keithy and Tulip together because Paige was such friends with Tuli. She calls her Tuli. And then Keithy. So we'll put them two together because, you know. Anyway, you put the resin in, right? And you let it dry in the nail dryer. So put it on 60 seconds, 120 seconds. You just put the ring, well, not the ring, pardon me. You put the mold and you slip it right in. You don't fill it up right away. You do it in layers, okay? So then the next layer, you might want to put some ash around the right side. So you take your little thing or your little paintbrush, little makeup brush, hi Germany, all of that. And then you put it along the side, and then you dry it again in the nail dryer. And then you come back and you put maybe some more blue. You do all of that, but you do it in layers, very, very tiny, because look at this, is not very deep. You can see the yellow there. So if that's the color you want on the top of your ring, you put it in first. So I will show you with my other little rings here, because I was a crazy person. Yeah, I have to always do it. I make them at night, not always with Keithy's ashes, but this one, I should have, see, I didn't even bring my tweezers. I ran in and that's it. But let's see, tweezers. Yeah, the tweezers, you use the tweezers. I did not bring my tweezers. So then you get a mold. See, look at this. I can't get my tweezers. I can't leave set again. But you can see that's a ring bezel. You see it? Let's put it here. Let's do that. Anyway, so it goes in here like this. So it dries like that. Do you see? This does not have ashes. This was one I was going to do for Estelle for yellow. So you do it like this, right? You do it like that. Brenda, how's your grandson? I think that's Brenda. Maybe it's not. The same Brenda. I didn't read. But anyway, you do it like this. My 12-year-old. There you go. Yes, start doing that. So this is one that's dried with no ashes, but you will have ashes in it. This was yellow opals, okay? So when it dries, you pop it out and the round part's on the bottom. So then you grab your ring bezel. I practice on the silver ones because I really love gold. So I got a bunch of silver ones. They're a little, they're a little bit more inexpensive. So I did that. But I mean, really, even for like rose gold, you might pay $39 for the empty ring bezel. So how it works is you take it out. And then you're going to need, I use crazy glue. I don't even know if that's right. But can you see? This is not glued in. Can you see? Do you see? So your ring would look like that. They all come out different. Now, on the ring, you can make earring. You could, yes, they've got gauges, earrings, everything. Gold filled, correct. So in the beginning, when I was making Keith's ring just right after he died, because I became obsessed with his ashes like a crazy person. I carried them in my pocket. I have them in my room. I do everything. The resin around the ring got to be like over the side. So I used an acrylic brush and I filed it. But then at Christmas, I got these. John got me these at Christmas. So I got my own little set of files to file around the edge, or Gorilla Glue, Gorilla Glue, right? I got my own set of files like that. But if you have to, oh, what is it called? E600 glue. If you have to improvise, you can use literally dollar acrylic nail file, right? That's what I used. So, and then the piece de la resistance on your ring, because you want it to sparkle because it is your loved one or your whatever. So I take my ring once it's dried, and I did use crazy glue. And then I had to file around the side here with a non-abrasive file brush so that I didn't wreck the gold. So then what I did is I took top coat. Oh, I'm going to get it to show you. I'm sorry. Hold on. I forget everything when I sat down. Okay. How many times have I jumped up in this one, right? Jump up, jump down, jump up, jump down. Anyway, here's the tweezers. So you can, how I was doing it is I was holding it like this. And you can also pick your opals out in their raw form, and you put them in here in their raw form. You just take the bags of opals, or like this. This is citrine. So sometimes I make energy rings, right? So citrine. So you could take this, and you can see, you take a few little things, and you can put them on the tray with the ashes if you're doing that. Remember, these are incense, not people ashes, but you put them on the tray with the resin, and you can mix it up, and you can drop it, like loop it in like goopy syrup, right? Ooh, Saudi Arabia. Hi. You can do that energy ring with citrine, for example. So what I do is when I have the ring bezel set in the ring, I got this. This is gel polish. This is a top coat sealer. And I put this over Keithy's ashes, and even though it's dry, I put it over and I dry it in there. And the reason I do that is it makes it super shiny. And when it gets dull, because I really don't take this off, except like I just took it off. But yes, be careful first time E600 users. Seriously, y'all. Okay, be careful with the glue. So I used crazy glue, as I said, but I dabbed this, and I got this from actually the manicure salon. Like I bought it off them to really make this shiny. So it sparkles. If it gets dull from me showering all the time and whatever, I do it again and put it back in the nail dryer. And then it's like a top coat on your nails, shiny again. And it's gel, so it sticks. That's what I do. And so that's like the final thing. So you guys, you need to go on. Yeah, that's what I do. Yeah, I like shiny things. But for Keithy, I really wanted it shiny. So I have a box, you know, whatever. Go on Etsy. You go on Etsy and you get all of that. I mean, oh, I got more ring things in here. This is from ZDP Findings on Etsy. Just look up empty ring bezels. And remember, the round part of the ring is the size bezel. So I get 8mm. People get 10. Here's some more gold ones. And they show up like this. And they're empty. And you have to, because my instinct was to put the stuff in the ring, but it doesn't come out right like that because I already ruined like 10 rings doing that. What the hell did I just do with that? Ah. Okay, so here's the mold. One of the molds. I've lost the other mold because I'm crazy. The mold, you need the mold and you need the ring bezel. They need to match in size. Even though they don't look like they do, they need to match in size. So this one is 8mm. And you can see on the back how it bubbles out like it's a bubble. That's the top. So upside down, you put your prettiest color on the bottom, a little bit of resin, and into the nail thing. And that's how I made Keithy's ash ring. And that's it. That's it. It's that simple. And this is the empty one, see? So you'll be buying the empty. My dog put to sleep. Yeah, I know it's hard, isn't it? Yeah, so you do that. This is what I was doing. I'm new to it. I'm just like really new. super new to it because, of course, this just happened to me and I never thought about it before this happened to me. And see, you can see I went a little bit over. I'll show you this one. Where's the tweezers? Yeah, this one. You can see I went way over with the resin. So you just like kind of pick this off like this, or you can file it with your file brush or your real brush. I just improvise at the time. So whatever I can find to do it. Okay. The phone rings in the morning. Look who it is. Mommy Kenna. I'll tell her I'll call you back. Sorry, you guys. They're not used to me filming in the morning. All right. Mommy Kenna, who's now 27. Yeah, so she's 27. She is, I don't know what I just did with the ring thing, the other one. Anyway, so you guys have all the stuff that you need, and you can, so go on Etsy and look up, this is the stuff they use in makeup. You can mix this with the resin. You can do whatever. You can make earrings. They have all kinds of things. They have all kinds. They literally have different kinds of molds. So you can do pretty much anything with your molds. Anything. I'm getting my dad's out. Oh, there you go. Good. I'm so glad I did it. Just, you don't need much. Like I showed you what I keep in here of Keithy's ashes. And it's literally, you can't see it. I mean, there's no point in wasting. It's just a memorial thing, right? But these are, there's a little piece there. You can see those are Keithy's ashes with some of the bone. Anyway, that's what I keep for his rings when I'm making the rings. In here, I don't like dump them all over and, you know, be crazy. I know. Well, Chubbs is a cat. Kenna is Jason's girlfriend, but Chubbs is a cat. It's Chubbs the cat, and he's deceased. So little Chubbs ashes are going to be coming over here. But you actually, what I want to do, I made this. This is an energy necklace. I was just kind of playing around with this. This has some copper in it, and I did it with resin and opals. And I did it with some other metals. Can you see? So this is on a necklace chain, but I don't have the chain yet. So I've kind of been doing these too. These don't have ashes, but you could do these with ashes, right? You don't have to not do them. See? Can you see? Yeah. So I've been doing these. These are just for fun. And then these are the opals. The opals come in pretty colors. These are crushed opals, and they're probably $8 to $12 to $15 for a little bag like this. So you have to make sure you know what you want. Like, I like white. I like purple. See? So the opals, I know the necklace is different. That's an energy necklace. I was practicing for page 2 on that, but that's an energy. Kind of, there was some asteroid material in here. Let's see, copper, and there's some blue opal. Yeah, it turned out pretty nice, huh? I mean, it's a round circle. I need some other shapes, and I don't know that I like it this big. I'd like it a little bit smaller, but I couldn't find the bezels right away, so that was all I could do. Yeah, so these are the empty ring bezels. Anyway, like now I got some Smoky Quartz. You can go onto, you know, jewelry things online that are, what do you call them? And this is my favorite, these two, honestly, truthfully, just because they're like Keithy colors. Blue, my Keith. You can go anywhere online and look up like crushed crystals. Yes, Smoky Quartz. Now, Smoky Quartz, which I did add in this necklace, is like protective. So you add it in there, you have your quartz within the resin, whatever. And I got these beautiful copper like leaflets, so to speak, just beautiful. And I just thought they were so good for magnetizing the energy. And this is actually meteorite, I forget what they call it, meteorite metals that they grind up. So I got some of that. That's kind of like obscure, abstract, whatever. So that's how it works over here in the non-crafting. You can make anything. Get the empty bezel. You go to a hobby store, order online. I go on Etsy and just get it. And that's what I've been doing. I've become obsessed with it. Yes, copper. Well, it's real copper in there. So I've just become obsessed. So I sit at night when I get lonely for Keithy, and this is what I do. I do stuff like this at night. 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm making, but not always with the ashes. I'm just like this one, just doing stuff like this. And that's really pretty, huh? Look at the copper. Isn't that nice? Yeah. And then I have just an assortment of different opals in here because they fell over and they got all mixed up in here. So it's an opal soiree. So I don't know about what the meteorite is really. I'm not really sure, but I saw it online and it was kind of this other like interesting way of doing things. So I ordered some. I thought I bought some bigger molds to make some organite because one of you lovely subscribers, and I can't remember who, sent me the beautiful, I know who if I would go find the letter, which I have it by my bed, the beautiful organite. And it's absolutely gorgeous, the pyramid. So I got huge bottles of resin so I could do that. Okay, but yes, spread the ashes all over the park. Yeah, see, there you go. You can do that, the ashes, but you can even take a little blade of grass from where they spread the ashes and put that in a necklace where your baby went. You could do that. Or a piece, their dog, I have Tucker's doggy tooth. My poodle Tucker, I have his doggy tooth. My baby's first hair. Oh yeah, and they do it. Okay, this was gross again. I didn't do this, but they do it with breast milk. They make breast milk rings. So they mix the breast milk with with the resin, and then they keep the baby's ring. So instead of like a dead person or dead pet, it's breast milk. Exactly. No, breast milk. They're milk rings. They call them milk rings. I don't do that because I don't have breast milk right now. Because my men drank it up, my babies drank it up, and their father, whatever. Anyway, yeah, you lace out of hair, exactly. I can cut a bit of Keith's hair off. You know, I have all his hair. I'm not really willing to let go of his hair, and I wish I'd have cut the hair off him when I found him, but I didn't. Didn't think about it. I thought a lot of things, but not that. Yeah, the milk resins, exactly. Oh, thank you, Bethany. Thank you. And remember to get your gel polish, okay? It's Sagittarius 12. Did you say 12/9? Let's see if Bethany said 12/9. Hold on. Yes, you did. That's Jimmy's birthday, 12/9. Okay, Sloan, what do you do if you're sacral? I meditate. I use chakra meditation clearing. That's what I actually use. I'm always meditating, and I'll tell you something. The most powerful thing, and I'm sorry, my phone goes off every 5 seconds. The most powerful thing I ever learned, which I didn't learn until like I'm ready to get off the planet, because, you know, sometimes we don't learn stuff till like late, right? In our lives. I'll speak for myself. I'm that person. Yes, no, there's people all over line that make the jewelry. I just wanted to do for my son, I wanted to make the jewelry for his friends myself because I loved my son. That's what I wanted to do. And I wanted to do, when I made their little urns, I wanted to do it for his friends because I love my son. So I wanted to do it because he's my son. And something, I'm the mother. So I brought him in, and I'm bringing the energy out of this world, so to speak. No, the type of resin I use for the jewelry is this UV hard resin. I just got it on put in jewelry resin, you know, jewelry resin. Yeah, breathing work, exactly. Breathing work for meditation, breathing work, chakra meditation. But you know what I learned? No, Jimmy wasn't cremated. Jimmy, we can go visit Jimmy. He's I get lost every time because I can't even remember where it is, but I know where it is. You go to the church steeple and down. He's in Forest Lawn, and he's, you know, you drive down the 134 and he's over there. But I don't go visit. I took care of his grave for a long time after he died. And then I stopped because he's not there. He was here before Keith died in this house. I saw him. I told Deanna, I called Deanna. I said, Jimmy's been here. It was about the 2 months preceding Keith's death. And that's about when he bought the motorbike, Keith. And Jimmy showed up here. And Jimmy rode motorbikes, by the way. So anyway, Jimmy was here, and I kept saying to Deanna, what do you think he's around? Because he hadn't been around for a while. And then I thought, he's coming to take another family member. But then it was Keithy. So there were a lot of people around. Anyway, this is about them. Yeah. Okay. I can't with the dogs. Leave the dogs alone. People just leave the pets. Yeah, Keithy was getting ready to... I'm Keithy. Jesus, Jimmy was getting ready to cross him over. But Deanna and I, 2 days before Keith died, I was at Deanna's house and I said, I was just literally lighting candles that I would have better communication because I couldn't understand what I was feeling. Anyhow, sometimes the mother is blocked, you know. I know, I'm glad they got the dogs back. Yeah, no, Jimmy was here. I was saying to Deanna, and we could see all the chaos and all the commotion, but I couldn't actually see what the hell was going on. Although I did say I'm going to bury one of my sons by September. So I did say that. And actually, since Keith left, believe this or not, since Keith left, it's interesting because I'm learning more and more about the other side, even though I don't want to. I didn't want to learn it that way, but, you know, so I am learning that. I'm horrible at crafts too. I do wear my Moldavite in the shower. I don't take my necklace off, so I do. But yeah, I'm horrible at crafts, but when Keith died, I wanted to make his rings. I felt obsessed with doing it. That was just me. I can't explain it. But what I learned in my life, the strongest thing I learned about energy, and I pertain to this planet because my energy is pulled in many different ways with many different people all the time. And what I learned is and this is the key, and somebody told me this almost 40 years ago, like I was very young, a teenager. And they said to me, the key in this life, and I've never been able to do it in my life, but they told me the key to doing this is is detachment. Of course, me, I'm a Leo, and I'm like, I must consume and love and touch and, you know, scream at and jump out of the corner and do all kinds of things, right? So I was thinking to myself, I don't know how to be detached. If you can learn the art of detachment, as in, nothing anybody does to you is personal. They may think they're doing something to you that's personal, but it's really about them. And if that's what they're doing in order to affect you, there's a problem. So for you to emotionally connect to that problem is to give away your energy. When you give away your energy, they siphon your life force. So I have just learned, basically since Keith died, I have just learned this to really pull away. About 6 months before Keith died, I learned to completely step away from what is not, relevant. It's very hard. I'm very tactile. I'm reactionary as a person. Triple fire sign. I'll kick the shit out of you if you look at me sideways. That's my MO. Like, people walking down the street, if they look at me, I'm like, what the fuck are you looking at? When I was little, put my fists up. But after Keith died, and the way that I experienced some of the witnesses talking to me, and the way that I experienced some of the police talking to me, not Stacy because she wasn't there, but I mean, that's different. But in literally looking at my dead son on the ground and listening to some of the bullshit coming out of people's mouths that day, which I knew was bullshit, yet I'm broken because my son is on the ground. I've never been able to detach, and for some fucking reason, God gave me the grace to detach on that day, and I was able to detach because in my head, I was thinking about what kind of a dagger I would put in their forehead. That's what I was thinking of. I was like, I think I'm gonna have to stick a pitchfork in that forehead. Anyway, I learned literally how to detach. So in a sense, that going numb has been the most given me, definitely I was in shock. I was in fucking shock. But my reaction in shock is not that way, is not usually that way. Like after Jimmy died, I had a complete nervous breakdown. So that's not shock, that's attaching to it. After Keith died, I was able to watch what was going on around me. So it was a very weird, or I flew the fuck out of my body, I don't know. But I believe it was the grace of God that allowed me not to feel. And so from that detachment, I mean, some things will piss me off. There's a few people that can piss me off, but it is in the art of detachment that you can maneuver, because we make so many mistakes, emotional mistakes. We stay in relationships too long. We do all kinds of things because somebody gets our goat, as they like to say. It's actually goat. I don't think it's goat. get our goat. Whatever. Anyway, it's one of those two things, whatever that saying is. And that keeps you tied in an emotional response to another person. And I learned as a teenager detachment, I was told that. And I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do that because clearly I'm a freaking Leo, right? So I don't know how I'm going to do that because, you know, I'm a crazy person. So thank you for that. Thank you. Yes, yes, it's yeah. I don't care. Yeah, I don't. The best thing I learned, you can call me a mother effing see you next Tuesday, whore bitch, and I've been called all of them by people who say they love me. People who said they love me forever. But anyway, I've been called them, all of them, and I've called them the same things back. However, I don't defend myself. You want to think I'm doing something and you're not listening to what I'm saying, then go ahead and think what you want because that's important to you. So go ahead and play your game and do that. Yeah, I don't care. I don't defend myself anymore. There's only one instance where I would defend myself, and that is if somebody accused me of something legally in an egregious way, then I think I'd have to get a lawyer to defend myself because I just think you have to do that, or sometimes you can end up in jail. And I don't think that that's a good idea if you end up in jail. So that's, in this society, I think if you get accused of something legally that you didn't do, you probably have to get a lawyer and step in that way, which shouldn't be a thing because it's all about money and the only people that can free you are the lawyers, and it's ridiculous. But that would be the only time I would say that. But as I'm gulping my organic diet tea with caffeine. Okay, so, oh my God, I love the UK. I can't get there. I want to go to Ireland. That's the next trip I want to take. But yeah. So it's in the art of detaching from anything, detaching. Now, it's, oh my God. Yeah, no, it's very hard with the overdosing. I know Jimmy overdosed a few times and it made me really pissed off. And then by the time he died, I was like, fuck you, you fuck. And I mean, that's really my response was like, I just was so angry because it's so unnecessary. And Keith's death is so unnecessary on a motorcycle. It's so unnecessary. No one needs to ride a motorcycle in Los Angeles, really on the streets in Los Angeles. It's ridiculous. So it's just ridiculous. Yeah, the overdosers, the drug addicts really piss me off. I'm sorry. I still have a triggered reaction to drug addicts. Alcohol. You know what someone said to me yesterday? Oh my God. Okay, listen to this. Was talking to somebody, friend, I'm not going to say who, was talking to somebody, I swear to God they said this. So their father and my father were both alcoholics, okay? So my dad was a businessman. He wore a suit and tie. He made money. He had a nice life. We flew out of the country for winters, you know, all of that kind of stuff. Horseback riding lessons, you know, traveling in the summer, all kinds of things. So it wasn't like the alcoholism got in the way of money, or maybe it did. Maybe he could have made more money, right? Whatever. Anyway, I was telling a story where my dad got so, whatever, drunk or I don't know, unfunctioning that we had to pile the 4 kids in the front of the car and then him in the back, sleep it off, and then he would throw up and shit like this. Typical alcoholic stories. My friend said to me, well, because we're talking about both of our fathers. My friend says, well, your dad wasn't a very good alcoholic, was he then? Because my dad never threw up. I was like, are you really competing with me over this? Are you really competing? I was like, are you really competing over that? Seriously, is that funny? I mean, whatever. I was like, whatever. So alcoholism, drug addiction, all of that is just such a problem in our society and damages generations of generations and generations. Yes, I can't stand, I know, well, tit for tat. My dad, well, your dad wasn't a good alcoholic. I'm like, no, he was good. He traumatized me. Winning. I mean, I don't know what the fuck to say to that. Who says that? A person with that mentality is insane. I mean, you know, yeah. Isn't it a weird thing to say? I was like, what the fuck is that? Oh, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, it's just alcoholism is an ongoing problem. It's an addiction. It's alcohol and drugs. And you know what it is to me, and this is honestly what it is to me. These people, I say these people, that sounds very judgmental. Anyway, the people in my life who have had these issues, right? the people in my life that have had these issues, which is many, I've been surrounded by alcoholics and drug addicts my entire life. I'm the sober person in my group. Not everybody is an alcoholic, but they all have these drug problems, growing up around it, family members, and their dysfunctionality in communications with people in the family, and the ability to be enablers and to overlook things was so offensive to me growing up. Just really, really offensive. However, I think it's a condition on this planet. Oh, alcoholism. Everybody's like, oh, well, you know, they crashed the car because they were drunk. I'm sorry. Then you should go to jail longer if you crash the car because you're drunk. If you hit my son while you were drinking and driving and turning into the rehab, maybe you should fucking go to jail for fucking hit and run, you little fucking asshole. You little car, well, because you ran him off the road and you went into the rehab. Maybe you should be punished for that. Maybe I shouldn't have to suffer for that. Maybe you should be punished. Maybe it goes back on you. I don't have empathy when you do stupid shit on drugs and alcohol. I just look at you like you didn't have to take the drugs or the alcohol. Now, there is some arguing with, is it genetic? But I feel it's a weakness on a soul energetic level. And I don't mean weakness like you can't lift weights or you're not tall or you're not healthy. I look at it as a soul weakness. Somebody has cut into your soul and you have not stepped up. You've taken things personally. You've allowed your trauma to take you personally. You haven't learned to live in your own feelings. Thank you again for that. You haven't learned to live in your own feelings. I have to deal with the feelings of my son. I have to deal with my son dying, looking at him on the road. And I wasn't allowed or given the time to actually go out and get high and get fucked up. And I can't even describe to you what went on in our house after Keith died, because that would be outing people. And it's not all the people that live in the house, but because the house was full of people. But when people die, like if you're looking for people's money and you're looking for their drugs, you're a fucking idiot. It's the last thing on my mind. I want to know what the hell happened to my son. But I find it so interesting that people use it as an excuse. Everything's an excuse to get high. How come I don't get that as his mom? Oh, that's right, because I have to take responsibility for shit. I have to take responsibility for shit. So it's really a cop-out to be on alcohol and drugs because something hurt you emotionally. I understand PTSD or complex PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. I understand like Vietnam Wars. Half the people that are drinking, thank you for the super chats, y'all. Thank you. Half the people that are drinking and doing ridiculous stuff are traumatized over I don't know what. And their trauma is their trauma. But here's the thing. As soon as you start to, life is traumatized. I'm traumatized by my life, quite frankly. I don't find it funny. I mean, who marries into a family where once they have a beautiful baby, Keith, the other son dies, and then 24 years to the week that your kid dies? Like, who put the curse on the family? You know, who put the curse on there? I do believe that, really. I can't get out of it, but clearly 2 sons in a family, there's a problem there. There's a problem. What's the problem? So, having said that, I still can't take it personally, and I still don't get to tune out of my life. So if you have a drug, I do feel energetically they're weak. I do, and I feel they've stepped away from the God source. I'm not strong. It's not strength. If it's your son, if you're giving birth, right? For women who've given birth, because contrary to what men say in our society, you don't have wombs. You cannot be really genetically a woman without your womb and the procreation aspect of it. Sorry, don't yell at me. Don't come for me. Don't hate me. I'm allowed to have my personal opinion about that. When you give birth, you're on the journey alone. And if your body can't, like, look at the women that get shot and the baby's still alive in the stomach. The baby is on his own journey into this world, right? The baby doesn't even have the mother's help because the mother's in a coma because she got shot. Remember that case? There was I want to say it was out of Chicago. The lady was pregnant 8 months and they saved the baby and the lady died. Or the husband had to make a choice between the baby and the wife. And I guess the mom did die and the baby lived, and there's one up in California too. The girl got hit pregnant by the drunk driver. Oh, boo-hoo, he was drunk, he had a problem. Well, you killed a pregnant mother, and then the baby was born. Anyway, the baby doesn't have help. It's the baby's struggle. So the baby can either swim and fight and come into the life. It's a little baby girl, and I think the dad's raising him. Or the baby can cop out and, I guess, choose to cross back over. The drug addict is copping out. Nobody wants to feel shitty feelings. Do you think I wanted to feel what I felt when Keithy died? That kind of pain, it's like I got socked in the stomach. I remember pulling up, and it's almost like someone kicked the shit out of me in my stomach. My energy, I could hardly stand up. I know addiction's complicated. I buried one from an addiction. I get it. But I also know that you have a karmic responsibility to take care of yourself. It is complicated, but that doesn't give you an excuse on this planet to fuck everybody's life up. We give too much credence to the addicts. The addicts have to actually take responsibility for their actions, which is just not ever going to happen with an addict, because that's all about not taking responsibility. But it is responsibility. It is. And they have to learn their trauma bond. They have a trauma bond with somebody. You have to get over that. Whatever your trauma is. Oh, they can't. Yes, of course they can recover, but it takes them. And actually, here's the interesting thing. A lot of the addicts I know who have recovered after 30, 40 years of whatever the hell they've been doing, okay, whatever it is, they're still immature on an emotional level because they stunt their growth. They can recover, sure. It takes a lot. We know all about the recovery system. Absolutely. AA, CA, NAA, whatever AA, all of that. Of course it is. Of course. What if your karma is to be an addict? Your karma is to be an addict, but let's ask this question. If you are in this world trying to kill yourself, why do you have to inflict such pain on everybody around you? Because they say addicts are only hurting themselves, but it's not true. For every mother that buries a son, or every father or every sibling that buries an overdosed child, that's a huge amount of problems they've caused. For every time you drive your car under the influence, you're doing something like the person who whipped in the driveway with Keith and fucking killed somebody, okay? You are causing arguments around your children and causing chaos in people's lives. You are a chaos drama queen, okay? Those who hurt, yeah. Well, but it ventures out. Everything we do, okay? Every decision I make, I get up. If I'm in a hurry and I speed out the driveway, if I hit somebody, that decision it affects the whole family. It's sickening. Actually, it's sickening. It is sickening, I feel. Yeah, of course. I know. It's chaos. It's chaos. It's just chaos. Yeah, I don't know who you're arguing about. I'm going to speak about how I see addiction because I've lived with it. And I've buried a kid with it. So I don't want to hear it anymore. I have my opinions about it, and I'm not saying they're not forgiven. But they cause tremendous chaos. Call it what it is. And don't feel sorry for them. The reason you feel sorry for them is because they're on drugs. Well, who told them to take the drugs? Who told them to take the drugs to begin with? No one. The fat people, who told them to eat? Oh God, don't get mad at me about that. The overweight people, who told them to eat? Nobody. Nobody told them to eat like that. So they have to get control of their emotions. There's a trauma. Obviously, it's a trauma bond from somewhere, either childhood, birth, some relationship, some adult, some PTSD from war. People in war really have it the worst, in my opinion, because they are lied to about a war and then they kill people. And how do you get that off your conscience? Things like that. Oh yeah, demonic possession for sure. Well, once you do the drugs, who do you think wants to keep the addict going? And they never talk about this. I have talked about this with Dr. Drew, but they never talk about this. That war is hell. Poor young people. That's why they get them young. It's so egregious on the soul. That I have a lot of empathy for. They are defending, yet they are witnessing, and they are murdering at the same time. Thou shalt not kill, only in war, says people on earth. And these people feel it in their hearts. It's horrible. I feel so bad for people in war. So bad, so bad, so bad. And they get minorities because minorities are people who, they need money, they need school, they need that. So they keep throwing money. Remember, money's a caveat to get you to do things you don't want to do because money is your God. We all have to do for money if we have babies, but these people come from a very poor situation. It is atrocious. And there's no need for war. This planet promotes it. These government people say, oh, war, 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 the young ones. There's no way I would hide my baby unless my baby wanted to go to war and then they come back with no legs and no arms. Who wouldn't be traumatized from that, actually? What was I going to say? I was going to say, oh yeah, when you do drugs like meth is a bad one, okay? Heroin's another one. So you're out of your body, because that is what my stepson showed me when he died. He showed me what happened. Yeah, I was numb when I saw Keith. But anyway, my stepson showed me that on the day that he overdosed, and still there's family members that say, he didn't have that much in his body. And here's what I say to them. And then we get into a scrap all over again. But here's what I say. If he didn't have that much in his body, if he didn't have anything in his body, he wouldn't have died because it was in his body. He just didn't randomly drop off the planet, okay? Also, keep in mind, body toxicity, what gets a lot of addicts, which they think they know more than anybody. They always got to be fucking right. And they always know, okay? Addicts, when they've been sober, say for 2, 3, 4 months, a year, I don't care, 10 years, and they go back and they use just a little bit, it's called drug toxicity because their body has been consumed by the drug for a long time, right? And then they're sober and their body cleans out and the toxicity goes back in and the body's like, you know what, I can't handle this shit again. And then that's why they die from a little bit. It's not because they did a little bit and it was a fucking random accident. This is the fight I get into. I get into this fight and I don't like parents or people in denial about it. And I will not tolerate it. If you didn't have the cocaine in your body, we wouldn't be talking about this. If you ate a peanut butter sandwich, we wouldn't be fucking talking about how you overdosed accidentally. And is it an accident? No, it's a reckless killing of the soul when you're an addict. It's a reckless killing of the soul. They don't want to face up to it. They want to make excuses. And when family members make excuses, that is a huge problem. A huge problem. So the truth is always better. However, in a family where you speak the truth, they yell at you, they call you the C word, and they scream at you. They lock you out of the house. And sometimes you have to go on your merry way because the non-truth telling people in the house who can't deal with it and still try to lie in the house about it to themselves. See, I can't deal with it. So when somebody says to me, well, it was an accident, I'm like, well, if you're taking cocaine, you can die of an overdose. So it's not really an accident. You didn't expect to die at the time that you did the drug. I'm not saying you went out to die, okay? But if you do the cocaine, you can have a heart attack. Period. If you shoot up with heroin, you can die. It's not unexpected. It's a choice you made to do a drug that could possibly kill you on the first time, on the 151st time, on the 1000th time. It's a calculated risk. Exactly. So they choose it. So it's not an accident. You are ingesting the substance. If you, and this person, if they watch this fucking Oxycontin person, family member in our family who's doing all kinds of shit and causing chaos, that person, when you take it, if your respiratory system depresses because you drink and you take Xanax and you're on Oxycontin and fentanyl, if that happens to you, it's not an accident. You did it on purpose. It is your choice. Oh, okay. So anyway, this is why I get blocked. This is why I get blocked. It is your responsibility to be healthy. I know. Just because, hey, there's over 200, you have to Google it to correct the number. There's like 270,000 prescribed drug overdoses a year. Now, when my mother-in-law was alive, she had something for her blood pressure, and I forget what drug it was. It was something. I happened to look at the pill bottle and they gave her something else. And if she'd have taken it, it'd make her sick. So I actually had to call the pharmacist back. Now, I looked at the bottle. Yeah, this is I know it's a logical thing. I know, but I almost get into fist fights with people, okay? In my family, because the lollygaggers in the family is what I'm going to call them. I'm not going to say who in the family, removed, close, whatever. You can guess, I'm not answering. Anyway, the denial runs so fucking deep because of their own guilt. Understand, drug addicts, former drug addicts, older drug addicts, with their sense of shame about the fact that they were drug addicts and they're not coming to, like they're justifying it. For somebody like me who doesn't do it, they hate you in a family. Even if they're your mother, your father, your husband, your kid, they fucking hate you. They mock you and make fun of you because of your sobriety. And I'm not sober because I think it's better or not. Yeah, I'm sober, and they try to undermine you. They undermine you by saying, oh, nobody can be as self-righteous as you. I'm not trying to be self-righteous. I'm not trying to do that. I choose scapegoat. Exactly. That comes from an alcoholic childhood where you're the one in the family going, ding, 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 what's going on over here? Holy shit, what's going on? I'm not getting in a car with him. When you're 7, and then they yell at you, get in the fucking car with him. Okay, well, I don't really want to die and you're traumatizing me. Anyway, prescriptions. Just because it's legal doesn't mean you can overdose. You can take, Klonopin. When I had the anxiety after Jimmy died, I was on diazepam, but it's Klonopin. It has an 18-hour shelf life, okay? It was prescribed to me. And I was also at the time taking other medicines, which nobody bothered to check. And so you can accidentally just literally overdose on that out of your body right then and there, right? So no, as a kid, I was always forced in the car to drive with a drunk father and yelled at if I, tried to run away from the car. I was actually yelled at. I was told that I should shut my mouth and get in the car by my mother, who would say, you're getting in the car with him. Yeah, and I have an issue, I had a hard time driving with people, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. The point is, when you speak up, adults don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. Here's what they want to hear. You are conformist. You are conforming, just like the government, conform. Do as you're fucking told. Not as I say, do as you're told, okay? They want you to do that. And if you speak up against people who are doing cocaine, right? If you speak up against them, they want to make excuses, especially if other family members are doing it. They want to go, well, they're young. No, I don't know, especially when I can't even say it, but no, I don't know. So the way that I would say it is, if I loved LSD when I did it, the way that I would say it is, okay, the way that I would word it with addicts is on an energetic level, the trauma. Okay, so if you look at the body's auric system or their etheric body, it's entwined like this, okay? So it's like fabric. If you know how some fabrics really tightly put together, and then like if a little bug eats your cashmere sweater, the little bug goes right through, right? So if there's that kind of an issue, like where your sweater gets eaten and you can see a hole through there, then the lining, it separates. So let's say now your sweater, your etheric body's like this. You see the holes? It was like this. So like you'd have to really dig to get in. But now let's see, it's like this. Can you see? Right? So the more you do drugs, it gets very loose like this. So then what can come in through that? That's right. What can come in through that? Oh, I don't know. A hitchhiker. What is a hitchhiker? A hitchhiker is an energy of something that is not human. Okay. So I've talked to other psychics who say there's no demons and there's no that. Let me just call it an entity in a non-human form. I'm not saying it has to be demonic like Poltergeist or The Exorcist. The Exorcist cracks me up like this. It doesn't have to be like that. It can be a disincarnate soul separated from God that wants to live on the astral level through your loose knit sweater that the little moths have gotten through, right? So it wants to do that. Exactly. But it's the entity is removed from the existence of God. So the hitchhiker steps in and the hitchhiker is like, hey, this one likes meth. This one likes to take fentanyl. This one likes to play with guns, Russian roulette. This one, shit, let's go out and be a sex addict. Let's just start fucking everybody. Let's shoot up. Let's do this. Let's tattoo our faces. Let's do everything. The little entities in here, and it's like, I don't have to go on to deal with my responsibility. Depression is like that as well. The more depression, the more the etheric body separates. When we have etheric holes or energy holes, okay? When we have energy holes, the energy holes can host hitchhikers. You don't have to have them in your body like The Exorcist. That was like a crazy possession. And apparently it was written up on someone's true possession. That was when the entity stepped in and the soul was, I don't even know. That's why she had no memory of it after she left, right? But if you have etheric holes, your aura shows that. So what is a healthy aura look like? The colors are vibrant and they're strong, like glowing skin, like nice nails and hair. None of us know our real nails though, but like nice skin color, nice teeth color, nice eye color, all right? So the aura is, there's a presence to it. It's of strength, right? Now, if it's corrupted, erosive, like your sweater with the moth, with the little moths breeding in your closet, and you don't even know they're in there. Put cedar chips in there. Those moths, they're hiding out, and I found some that found my black sweater. I was like, motherfucker got my black sweater. It's like 15 years old. And those moths, they love that cashmere. Well, the entities love your body. They siphon vampires. So they siphon your body energy. And when they're siphoning it, right, they get used to suckling, like a little breastfeeder, suckling off your body energy. They suckle off of you. I'm using the word suckle because it's like you're breastfeeding them, but not. They suckle, and when you try to change, they have an energetic investment in keeping you in your addiction. Because for them, if you change, they don't get to suck off you anymore, right? So the energy, all right, it's just feeding, exactly. The energy is removed from them so they don't get to connect with it. That's leeching, exactly. And as they leech off of you, they put ideas in your head. Keep doing drugs, keep fucking the neighbor, keep fucking 500 people, keep, I don't know, playing Russian roulette, keep driving fast. Come on, speed, drive. And people on the drugs don't have the presence of autonomy to understand what's happening, like moths to light, exactly, bugs to light. So their autonomy within their energy field is broken. And that's what this world is about. Suckling, siphoning, leeching, vampiring off of human beings. And when psychics say there aren't demons, they're full of shit. Because just like you go to the mall and there's good people and bad people, of which you don't know who is who, if someone's casing the joint to rob it and you're there, they'll pull a gun on you and they won't care, right? So this is the kind of thing that's going on. So you got to understand it. That's why, well, a good auric cleanser is honestly harmony of body, mind, and soul. Physical exercise with proper nutrition and vitamins, however that means, vitamin C, oranges, apples, protein, whatever it is you eat, but no chemicals, none of this McDonald's, none of this Taco Bell. I know Taco Tuesdays, y'all love your tacos, but none of this Taco Bell, none pure food, okay? Unchemically corrupted food. Chemical is a chemical, has a drug effect. Also, presence of soul, strength, let go of your fear. Addicts are fearful people because they wouldn't need to numb their feelings if they were able to actually deal with them. So what is so fearful? I mean, if you can deal with a person dying, then, and your child, for all of you people out there that have dealt with your children dying, if we understood that we live after this life, and even though that's hard, then there's really nothing to fear. Fear is something they siphon as well. Okay, now addicts have fear. They're paranoid. They have so much fear. Don't change. Don't do this. I mean, alcoholics, selfish fear. Terrible. It's really terrible. People should, if people on this planet stop placating people with no Taco Bell. No, Taco Bell is what do you call it? Dehydrated meat substance. It's not meat. It's not meat, okay? Yeah, not meat. It's dehydrated. Our friend of ours, a friend of Keith and Jason's parents used to have a Taco Bell. Family used to have a Taco Bell. It's dehydrated meat. It's not meat. And they plump it up when it gets in there. It's not meat. I don't know what it is. It's like a something. Yeah. So, I mean, you can have a whatever. Well, vegetarian or very fresh something, fresh fish, organic chicken, whatever you can find where there isn't a bunch of crap on it, right? That's the way you need to approach things. You need to approach it. Yeah, they do. They get the bags flattened out like this at Taco Bell and they fill it with fluid. That's true. Yeah. So, yeah, your meals, you have to pray, you have to stay connected to the source. If you don't and you choose to be an addict, they don't call alcohol spirits for no reason, wine spirits. People are so dumb. I just can't. And the chaos they cause, you think it's going to be good when they cross over? It's just so weird. Anyway, tequila affects people differently. Gin affects them differently. Wine affects them differently. Rum affects them differently. Why is that? Because it opens up different energy ports in the body and it's a way to get in. It's a way to get in. Yes, yes. I know, source, God, whatever. People call it different things. I'm going to respect their belief systems. That's why I say source. I believe in God and Jesus, but I mean, a lot of people believe in all kinds of things, you know, and a lot of times the things that addicts tell themselves are things that have been told to them from outside of their body. It's not even them. So you have to be sober of presence of mind in the moment. When you're high, you're not in the moment. When you're high, you're all over the place. But presence of mind in the moment to be able to know if what you're thinking is your thought or is it their thought or is it that guy's thought, it's just very important. I believe it's very important. So, you know, that's just something that I feel is extremely stuck in depression. It opens it. Now, a good way that I used to do with my kids when they came home from school, when they were little teeny people, I throw them in. Yeah, they fill up the Taco Bell. I don't know about the fries at Taco Bell. I'm assuming they cut preservative. They have to send frozen bags of fries everywhere and there has to be preservatives. First of all, people don't understand that food is to nourish the body. Jelly beans. Guilty. Food is to nourish the body. So when we look at food the way that it's presented to us now in the world, so many people think that fast food is easy, but it's more expensive and it's not easy. The reason it's not easy is they've tricked people on the food pyramid. That's been a lie. Have you read the food pyramid? Have you read the food pyramid? Do you know the food that we're supposed to eat? Oh God, stop with the spam. I can't even deal. Have you read the food pyramid? So it tells you like, you know, 3 meals a day, this many servings, 8 servings or whatever it is. I don't even know what it is. Let's look it up. Whatever it is. And it tells you, oh, hold on, my neighbor. I just got an update here. Let's see my little neighbor. Oh, well, I'm going to listen to this. I just want to hear. Hold on. Oh, okay. My poor neighbor, and I told you, her father in his 80s, he fell off the sidewalk out here. Not off the sidewalk, up on the flower things. And when I saw him, like I pulled up this morning and I saw the ambulance and I was like, which house is it, right? So I got out. I was talking to Bobby actually on the phone, but I got out of the car and so the paramedics were getting out and all I noticed was his arm was a little bit, he's not passed. He went to Verdugo Hospital anyway. He had to go somewhere else because they couldn't take it there. So, yeah, he can't feel his legs. He's a sweet man, a very agile. He's a Leo man, and he would be up on the roof. He's a very sweet man. I think he's 83. He has a lovely family, and so I'm saying prayers for him. But I walked right in on it, and I just saw his little hand was limp kind of, so I knew something was wrong and they had the neck brace on. He heard my voice, but he couldn't, obviously you can't turn around when you're like that, but he was 83 and he loves to garden, he trims everything and does all, you know, busy bee. His wife passed a long time ago, so he's a busy bee. yeah, so his daughter and son are with him. So she just left me a message. I just had to hear in case he passed. He didn't pass. This is good. So I hope that he gets better. He's very sweet. And I really hope he gets better. Very kind person. So, yeah, hopefully, I mean, it's hard when you're older and you fall. That's like what happened to my grandma. She fell and broke her hip, and then, kind of goes downhill from there. It's the fall. And it's so hard with the crotch 19 out there. They don't let them into the certain hospitals because, they can't let you in or out or whatever. So it's just weird. But I'm going to look up the food pyramid. Sorry, I just saw that pop up. So I wanted to listen just to make sure she didn't need anything. Food pyramid. All right. Let's see what they say. They tell you to eat 3 meals a day. Now let's see. Oh, well, the inflammation. Okay. This is a book. Anyway, the food pyramid. Here, I know he was older, like 83. I know he's sweet. I didn't like when I saw it. Instantly you see the body change with the physical injury. So I kind of have my instinct about what's going to go on. But anyway, the food pyramid's interesting because they want everybody to sit down to 3 meals a day. You cannot sit down to 3 meals a day. You will be 400 pounds. Sugar is a drug. Absolutely. I'm an addict of sugar. Sugar is definitely a drug. Kids should not be having soda. If they want to ban something, instead of banning you out of a store with a face covering, why don't they ban 16-ounce soda cans, okay? Soda serves no purpose except it's 300 calories for a huge, big freaking thing. Nobody should be eating bread. Cereal is a filler. Cereal is a filler. It's a filler. It's not, there's nothing to cereal. We're all lazy parents. We shove cereal. Even if you have Rice Krispies, it's still a filler. It serves no nutritional value. It fills your stomach, but then it turns into sugar and carbohydrates and we're on again. As a woman over the age of 30 or childbearing years, when you've had children, you can't eat 3 meals a day. Who the fuck is eating 3 meals a day? How are you going to do that? You're going to sit down and eat 3 meals a day? You're going to be a fatty. That's what's going to happen. You can't do that. Kashi cereal is good, but it's very high in calories. Calories count. If you want to weigh, and I told somebody this the other day, if you want to weigh 130 pounds, you eat 1,300 calories. If you want to weigh 150 pounds, you eat 1,500 calories. And you have to be at like a 200 calorie deficit, and you have to up your exercise. And the way to get your metabolism going is to exercise in the morning and at night. Morning, night, like that. That's what you need to do. No, not all calories are equal. They are not. Oh, you're right. If I eat a chocolate bar, that's right. So that's correct. And a lot of sugar in cereal. Absolutely. Exactly. You can do fasting. You can do, what is that? Intermittent fasting. So like I won't eat until yes, always stomach is an empath because you feel it. I won't eat until like after 11. And now I'm going to try not to eat late. After I do lives at night, it really makes me want to eat sugar. No excuse. And so I eat apples and all kinds of things, but still tater tots, it's still a problem. What do you say about diabetes too? Is that the one you're born with or the one you develop? If I don't know what it is, the one you're born with or the one you're born with, you just have to eat properly. Obviously, diabetes is a sugar addiction, so you have to not eat fruit. You have to eat very simple, almost a raw diet. Okay, diabetes 1. Well, then diabetes 2 is the one that you develop through your bad habits. You've done that to yourself, so undo it. Take it back. So you have to eat actually a raw diet of raw vegetables, water, plain teas. It's really, but we're so used to eating like all this thing. You don't eat bread. I don't ever eat appetizers at a restaurant, very rarely. I wasn't raised that way. I don't put sauce on anything, hidden sugar. Meat, chicken and fish, vegetables, no potatoes. Get rid of the potatoes. Potatoes, cereal, no oatmeal. Those are all cravings for sugar. Apple cider vinegar is great. That's my grandmother and my mother-in-law and my husband's grandmother, great, whatever. All the way down, they do that. But you have to, yes, inflammation. You have to watch that. You have to really, really watch what you eat. And it should be the foods. I know fish and potatoes, but potatoes are bad for diabetics because it's just high in carb. Sweet potatoes aren't as bad if you have to eat one, but I know it's an Irish thing. I love potatoes too. But when you're inflamed, you have to eat an inflammation diet. And truthfully, a lot of us don't drink a lot of water. We really, really don't drink a lot of water. So you have to cleanse. I have to have green when I'm eating. So I eat salads with everything. I have to have salad, and I never put dressing on the salad. If I have dressing, I put it outside of the salad and I will dip it. That's it. Everything in moderation is good. Everything in moderation is good. Potato diet, yeah, I don't think it's good. Alkaline yourself, drink water all day. Eggs are okay. Eggs are actually one of the best foods to eat are eggs. Eggs, eggs, eggs. Carrot juice is probably high in sugar, so I would drink Brussels sprouts. I love. I'm such a Brussels sprout. I have chicken and Brussels sprouts quite a bit. I love chicken and Brussels sprouts, but I have to have green on the plate. Like if there's no salad, and I can't. And I eat bread. Well, at Christmas I ate bread, and when Paige and I went out for dinner, I ate bread. So if I see bread on other people's plates, I eat bread. But even, for example, if I eat something like chicken cacciatore with pasta, I gain weight. So I've got one of those bodies that can be pre-diabetic because of the pasta, the oatmeal, and all of that. That's a problem. Yeah. I always eat green. Bread only on the weekends. Yeah, as long as you do it. Brussels sprouts and roast chicken. That's what I eat like 9 out of 10 nights. I eat salmon 2 or 3 times a week. Chew slowly. Drink water. Yeah, bread on a cheat day. Peanut butter and bacon sandwich. Okay, I can't even do that because I don't eat bacon. But yeah, I don't eat bacon. No bacon. Hi from Holland. Holland, home of the tulips. I love tulips, favorite flower. Yeah, so you've got to purple potatoes. Yeah, well, those are better, and sweet potatoes are better. So it depends what you're trying to do with your body. But a lot of times I eat what I feel like. And a lot of times I'm lazy, so I will eat a protein bar, and that's not good because that's, you know, I try to eat the best, but it's still not good. So you guys, we've got like 5 more minutes, and then I have to go because Maya's coming, so I got to go. So I've got to go. People hate when I eat slow. No, it's the best thing to eat slow and to chew, because when you chew, you digest probably. Honey is sugar. Honey is sugar. So it can be a problem. Granola bars, that's high in calories. So try to eat the things, like if I eat ice cream, I eat like organic, low-fat ice cream. If I have to eat sugar, I eat whipped cream because it's fat and sugar, but it's just done. So I just eat that. If I have to eat fruit, blueberries I love, but I eat apple because apple actually has the pectin that helps your digestion. So yeah. Yeah, full fat's good, but I'm not going to do it with ice cream because, you know, that's going to make me big fat fatty. Too much sugar. Yeah, sweet potatoes have a lot of sugar as well. Yeah, there's light whipped cream. There's light whipped cream. Yeah, there's all of that thing. So remember, Portugal is open. Great. I'm not at Portugal. Wait, what sign for what diet? I don't know. You have to eat what your body craves. Like when I eat a salmon salad, I'm really happy the next day. So salmon and fish is good for me. Not all fish, not all fish. I eat salmon because of the fats. I eat avocado because of the fats. I eat Brussels sprouts. I eat spinach. I eat green beans, salad. I love radishes. I eat apples. There's a lot of things I don't eat in my diet that I don't eat. I eat eggs. I do eat cake, but I don't eat the cake bread. I just eat the icing. So see, I eat the sugar. That's bad. Never eat standing up. Yeah, eat slowly. Exactly. Try to keep, yeah, I don't know. See, some people do. Halibut is delicious. What is that? Orange roughy is good. Yes. Make sure it's wild caught fish, not codfish. Codfish is good. No vaccines. Thank you very much. None of that. Yeah, I shop daily for my food. I very rarely like fill my fridge, except like with flounder's good. I fill my fish with my fridge with Brussels sprouts. That's what I do, and salad so that I can eat it, and onions and the things like that. But I go get the chicken or fish daily. So every day I shop for food. I don't stock or put, I don't like things in the freezer for the most part. So I don't like that. Yeah, no tacos. There you go. Okay, so you guys remember, you go on Etsy, and I'm just going to say one thing from the beginning of the video. Your ring bezel. Order the same mold, silicone mold on Etsy. Look under cremation jewelry, cremation rings, ash rings, milk rings for the milk breast, all of that. That's exactly right. There you go. See? This is the backside. And remember to put your pretty little crushed opals in there. And you can do it with roses and all kinds of things. All right. Coconut oil. Yeah, coconut oil. I do oil pulling on my teeth with coconut oil all the time. I love it. Love it. Northern Alberta. There you go. Yeah, I came in from running. I didn't even shower. Now I got to shower for Maya. Not that she cares because she's probably coming from running in her neighborhood. So yes, full moon in Virgo. And I'm teaching you how to do the ash rings, coconut oil. I use coconut oil as a base for my oils constantly. I do the oil pulling when I'm in the shower. So I do 8 to 15 minute showers. I have them timed as fast as I can be. And then what I do is I swish it around in my mouth while I'm in the shower, and then I spit it in a bag. Why? Because coconut oil clogs up your pipes. So I don't spit it down the drain. I mean, I have, but it causes problems after a long time. And I do use coconut oil in the shower, and when I bleach my hair, the coconut oil goes on after. That's what I do. Okay. Yeah, I love those videos. Not really. Oil pulling, this. Put the coconut oil in your mouth and go like this. So it pulls the toxins out of your gums and your teeth. That's what I do. That's a very Virgo thing that we're doing. Yes, rinse with warm salt water. Exactly. Do all of those things. Yeah, exactly. I love snowflake obsidian. All right, you guys, coconut oil with the bleach. You can mix coconut oil with the bleach, but the bleach won't take. So what you want to do is if you're bleaching your roots, see, I shave here because I have to shave because the bleach, I don't have to shave. I have short hair. So I just put it all over there. But like, let's say I'm bleaching in here, the coconut oil can go right here and the bleach down here so that if it gets overlapping, it's not bleaching it down. So it'll actually stop the process, but you might want to soak your hair in bleach the night before, coconut oil the night before you bleach, and then right after you bleach. So then rinse it. And since I have white girl hair, because I'm a white girl, and I'm not apologizing. Anyway, I have to use a little shampoo on my hair, okay? Well, you can use coconut oil on brunette if you want. I'm not brunette, I'm blonde. So, and I'm also a natural blonde, meaning a dark blonde, dirty blonde. So you can use it on any hair, coconut oil, of course. I'm just telling you with bleach because bleach is the chemical. I haven't died from the bleach yet or the acrylics. That's amazing. I'm waiting to see when I cross over if I have all my brain cells. All right, you guys. Okay. I love you guys so much. I may be back later. I may not. I don't know. I'm going to go see the Rascal today and see Maya and see everybody. Mwah. I love you guys. Think of your rings for your pets and everything and start doing for yours. It's so easy and it'll be something you can do. For those of you who asked, for those of you who didn't ask, ignore it. Bye, you guys. Okay, see you later. Bye. Happy Sunday or Monday, wherever you are. Bye.